lot to be smiling for. So what the f you be wildin' for? If you're breathing, you achieving. We having fun this evening, believe it.
Hey guys, it's me, your girl Anita, and I'm back with another video. And I actually have Lonnie here with me because if you're new to my channel, this is my husband Lonnie and I'm Anita, and I just want to say welcome to my channel. This video is going to be a little different from what I normally do. This is going to be a story time, and by the title of the video, you guys are probably just as shocked by the title as
definitely shocked
as I was that it happened to me. But I just want to ask that before anybody leaves any comments down below, just please listen to the whole story, because you're going to be surprised as to how this all came about, because it's not even what you would have thought it would be, or what I would have thought it would be, or what even the doctors would have thought it would have been. But yes, you guys, I did have a heart attack last Saturday. I hate to say fortunately, but fortunately it was a mild one.
Yes.
And you know, I'm doing much better now, but I guess what I will do is I'll start from the beginning to give you the full picture, because, well, first let me just say, I just want to thank everybody, all of you guys, so much for all of your prayers, for all of your well wishes, for thinking of me, for sending me messages, not only on YouTube. A lot of you reached out to me on my IG. You DM'd me on IG. I tried to respond as much as I could, but I just wasn't feeling well, so it really was kind of hard. But I did try to start as many of the comments as I could, and I will go back through them and let you guys know how much I appreciate it. But I'm just so thankful and so blessed to have such great, you know, first of all, such a great family. And just my friends that are actually here, you know, and you guys who actually really cared about me. Like, I didn't think anybody would care that much, but yeah, a lot of people cared, and a lot of people were in my corner rooting for me. But anyway, let me stop. I'm not rambling because it's part of the story and it's just how I feel. So I'm gonna, you know, if I get emotional in this video, I'm sorry. But so last Saturday, I was
it's okay, babe.
I was doing what I normally do. I was at the gym. I went by myself that day, and I was at the gym, and I was on the treadmill like I normally do. I had the treadmill on a 15 incline, and I had it on a 4.0 speed, and I was watching my videos. Yes, y'all, I was watching my videos. And so I was on the treadmill for about 15 minutes, and I started to feel like out of breath and winded. And you know, let me just say, I've worked out for years, and I don't know if you guys saw my what's in my gym bag video, but if you haven't, I'll show you a little clip here and I'll post it up above. In that video, I tell you guys about my weight loss journey and why I wanted to get in shape because of the history with my parents' health. My father is deceased. He died from a stroke at 66, and he also had a heart attack when he was in his 50s. So that was part of the reason why I wanted to start my health journey, like years back. So I've always worked out, and I've always tried to watch what I eat. Yes, y'all know I love my snacks, and yes, but yeah, I love my snacks. But yeah, so I was at the gym working out like I always do. I was on the treadmill at a 15 incline at a 4.0 speed. That's nothing normal. Then I do that all the time. So I was on there for about 15 minutes, and I started feeling winded and just like, I was like, ooh. I was like, damn, I'm out of shape. I was like, I need to really be getting back in here, because you guys know I haven't been, since I had my vitamin D deficiency at the end of 2017, I hadn't been working out as consistently as I normally would. So yeah, so I was on the treadmill, and then I had to stop. So about 15 minutes in, I stopped and I got some water. Got the water, drank the water, and started back up and going again. So then I was going 15 more minutes, and then I started feeling winded again. I just was feeling a little weird, and I was like, oh gosh. So I stopped to get some more water, and then after I drank the water, I just started feeling, the room was spinning. I started feeling sick to my stomach. I was feeling a weird pain in my chest. It wasn't painful. It wasn't painful or anything. It wasn't like what you would think. It wasn't like what you see in the movies or anything. It wasn't anything like that. And I started feeling faint. So, and I just couldn't get my bearings. I like really didn't know where I was at the time. So I was able to get off the treadmill, and there was a machine behind me that had a chair. So I made it over there and I sat down, and thank God for this lady. I cannot remember her name. She told me her name, but so much has happened since last Saturday that I forgot her name. But if I saw her face, I will definitely know who she is, and I definitely can't wait to see her at the gym when I do go back. But So I went and sat down, and the lady comes over to me and she said, I'm sorry. She said, I saw you get off the treadmill. She was like, are you okay? You look like you might not be feeling well, or you're confused. And I said, I feel like I'm gonna throw up and I feel like I'm gonna faint. I said, something is wrong. So then she said, do you want me to go get somebody that works here? And I was like, yes, could you please? So she comes back with one of the girls that works at the gym. And the girl comes, I go to Planet Fitness, y'all. So the girl comes over with the Tootsie Rolls. If you guys go to Planet Fitness, you know about the little purple Tootsie Roll. So she comes with the Tootsie Rolls. And the lady who works there, they both asked me, they were like, have you eaten this morning? And I said, no, I didn't eat this morning. They said, well, your blood sugar might be low, so eat some of these. So I ate about 5 Tootsie Rolls, because y'all know, yeah, your girl loves snacks. And the Tootsie Rolls was good, so I ate about 5 of them. And then I started to feel better. Like, I started to become coherent, and I knew where I was and everything. And then the lady that helped me, she told me that she was a yoga instructor. She was like, I'm a yoga instructor, I'm CPR certified. And she was like, I wouldn't suggest that you leave now. I suggest you sit here for about 20 minutes and then walk around the gym like really slowly, you know, because she was like, and you need to get some electrolytes. So I stayed there for about 20 minutes, and then it's so weird because after I was feeling better, I went to the girl at the desk at home and I said, oh my God, I thought I was having a heart attack. So then I didn't feel like I could drive, so I called Lonnie and he came and he picked me up. And I went home, took a shower, and then I just got in the bed because I just was not feeling well. So I laid in the bed for about 4 or 5 hours, and Lonnie and Kayla had went out, and I still was not feeling good at all. My heart kept racing, and my left arm was feeling numb and feeling weird, and I had this headache. And I don't know if you guys noticed in some of my videos, I would talk about how I was getting these headaches. And I was having these headaches. So I had this headache and it wouldn't go away, and I asked my son, I was like, you know, could you go get downstairs and get me the Advil? And I took 2 Advil, and the headache still wasn't going away, and my heart just felt like it was beating like really, I just didn't feel right. Something was wrong. So I laid in the bed for about 4 or 5 hours, and him and Kayla were out. So I called him and I was like, you know, and he's so sweet, he's like, yes, baby. And I was like, I think you need to come home. I said, I think I need to go to the emergency room. I said, I'm laying in the bed not doing nothing, and my heart is racing, and I have this headache. I said, something is not right. Yeah. And so him and Kayla, I know, were like, oh my gosh, she's so, I know Kayla for was like, Mom's so dramatic, she's this, and he was like, okay, woman, I'll come, because they were thinking I was being dramatic, but there really was something wrong with me. I know a lot of y'all probably think, oh, well, she's probably not feeling well because she goes too much and all that. It has nothing to do with that. One thing I do know is I'm very in tune with my body, and I know when I'm tired, and I know things like that, and I knew something wasn't right. So he came home, and then we went over to the emergency facility, and when we got there, my blood pressure was through the roof. It was like 180 something over, I don't know what, but it got as high as like 190 something.
It was 193.
Yeah, 193 over something, and the nurse said to me, the nurse was like, do you have a problem with blood pressure? And I was like, no, I've never had any issues with my blood pressure or anything. I said, I just had a physical 3 months ago, because one thing I do is I go to the doctor, I get my physicals, I get my checkups, and I try to do what's right. And he was like, well, it's a good thing you came in. So then they asked me what happened, and I told them the same thing that I was telling you guys. Then the doctor came in, and the doctor said that normally, you know, they get a lot of people coming in there saying, oh, I'm out of breath and this, but because of my age and because of my history and because I am healthy and I do exercise, that this was kind of abnormal. He said that my story was very believable. that's what he said. He said my story was very believable. And so then he said they were gonna take some blood and run some tests. And he said that something with my heart, I don't remember everything because I wasn't feeling well, I was confused, I had a headache. But he said something about troponin, and troponin is this hormone or some type of chemical that your heart releases when it's in distress. So
it releases enzymes into the bloodstream.
Yeah,
and so they do a test, and that's how they can detect whether you may be having a heart attack.
You may want to speak up because they can't hear you because it's so far away.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it releases enzymes into your bloodstreams. So that's what they test for, to see if any of the enzymes in the blood. And that's how they can try to detect that you may be having a heart attack or something's going on in your heart.
Yeah, so if you have that troponin in your bloodstream, then that means like your heart's in distress and you're getting ready to, or you're having a heart attack.
Right.
So he asked me what time the incident happened. This was about 4 something in the evening, and that incident happened at like 9 o'clock in the morning. So I said, what happened at like 9 o'clock in the morning? He said, okay, because with that test, you have to wait 6 hours. But because my incident had happened in the morning, he said, well, if there's anything there, if anything was going on, then we should be able to tell by the blood test. So they took the blood and they ran a test, and they came back, what, like an hour or so later? And then he came in there, and I don't remember what happened.
Yeah, he said it was 0.7. That was that's what they measured in that blood test.
Well, he came in there and he said, do you remember what I said about you having like the troponin in your blood? And I said, no, I don't really remember what it meant. And he was like, I was like, what does that mean? He was like, you're having a heart attack. And I was just like, I just broke down in tears. And actually, we both were upset. He probably was more. He probably was more.
I was upset.
Yeah,
I was really upset.
Yeah, he probably was more upset than I was.
I wasn't upset. I was terrified.
Yeah. I mean, I was just in shock. I was just like, what? You know, what? He's like, this just makes no sense. So then he was like, but it's okay. He was like, it's not a lot. He's like, it's mild, and we're here to get you the help that you need. And so he told me what my options were. They were either going to do like a stress test, or they were going to do a cardiac catheter. But at the facility I was at, they needed to get me to a hospital because this was like my insurance, the medical insurance that we have. They have their own emergency facility. And then so I was at that place for 26 hours. We spent the night there. He spent the night. I'll see if I can insert some pictures. He stayed there with me. He spent the night by my side with me. And,
I mean, like literally by my side. I was in bed with her.
Yeah. So I'll see if I can insert some pics because I didn't know when I was sleeping he was taking pictures, but he was taking pictures. So I'll put some pictures in there. And then the next night the kids and everything came over. Kayla came and gave me some makeup. I'll put some clips in here. They did everything they could to try to cheer me up, which was really great. And so then the next night, about like 8 something, I got transferred over to the hospital where I was going to have the procedure done. So I went over there and everybody was shocked. All the doctors kept saying, you know, we'll either do a stress test or a cardiac catheter, but there'll probably be nothing wrong. Your heart will probably be fine. This and this and that and that. And so, you know, I didn't know what to think. So the next day so I went to the hospital Sunday night. And then Monday I got the procedure done. And before I went to have the procedure, I saw one heart doctor, and that heart doctor was like, oh, you're probably going to be fine. He was like, we were going to just have you do the stress test. I'm telling you, if they probably had me do the stress test, I probably wouldn't be here right now. Well, I'd probably be here, but I probably would have had another heart attack, which would have been much more severe. So actually, they decided to do the cardiac catheter. So they did that. And they ran it up from my wrist up into my veins. So when they took me down there, that doctor was like, oh, you're young, we probably won't find anything. And they don't put you completely asleep. They you know what's going on, but you don't know what's going on. And the procedure normally takes 45 minutes, but
it took her.
You have to speak up. You got to speak up.
It took her 2 hours.
Yeah, it took 2 hours for me. It took the lady 2 hours because I could basically feel everything, and I guess I kept moving. First of all, it's so funny because y'all know I like to talk, so they said I kept talking, and then they said I kept talking, and that I kept moving. And so since they were up in my artery, you know, it's very important to stay still but I guess I could feel it, so I was flinching and moving. So it took them longer than expected, but I do remember, even though I was under anesthesia, like I said, I wasn't fully asleep, I do remember hearing the doctor gasp and saying, you know, I can't believe it. And I was like, what, did you find something? She was like, yes, you have 2 blockages. And I was like, so I remember saying to her, so I'm not crazy? And she was like, no, you're not crazy. And so I had 2 arteries that were 90% blocked. And all of them are just stumped as to how, why. But what they told me is that it has nothing to do with my diet because I eat fairly healthy. Like I said, I didn't have a blood pressure issue. I mean, I had a blood pressure issue then, but my blood pressure was fine. It's funny, I just came from my, I literally just came from my doctor's appointment with my primary care physician because I had to go follow up with her today. And she's just shocked. She was apologizing. She's like, she showed me my percentage of having a heart attack, which was at 1.9 because of my health had been so great. My health had been great. My blood pressure had been great. My cholesterol was a little high the last time I went, but I had no issues. And then what they told me is that it's genetics. It's from my family. And they said it doesn't matter. You know, you hear of healthy people having heart attacks all the time. It's because of the genetics. it's the genetics kicking in. But my primary physician even said she's still stumped. She's like, I'm gonna have to talk to some other doctors about this because this just doesn't make sense to me. Because my father was a smoker and he drank. I don't do any of that. I don't do any of that. You guys see what I cook now, you know. And I told her, I said, I like snacks, I like sweets. And she says, yeah, but that doesn't even make sense. She said, you're a healthy person. This just doesn't make any sense. She's like, we have no record of your cholesterol. Like she said, it was a little high. She said, but it wasn't anything that was concerning at your last physical in October. She said, but my blood pressure last time I went was in the 120s. That's usually where it is. I've never had a blood, because I told her, I said, I eat seasoning on my food. She said, you've never had any issues with your blood pressure. It just doesn't make sense. But what I will say is I have been having some signs for a couple months, and this is my fault. And I wanted to tell this story because a lot of times we have signs and we don't listen to them. And I would be waking up at night sometimes, and my arm would be numb, my left hand would be numb, like there was no circulation coming to it, and I would be gasping for air. And for a while I thought I had sleep apnea. I even told him, I was like, you know, I need to have a sleep study schedule because I think I might have sleep apnea, because I would be waking up gasping for air at night, like I couldn't breathe. And my doctor was saying that happening caused a lot of stress on my heart. So, and then I started getting these headaches. I would be having these headaches where if I took Advil and stuff, they would not go away. And I sometimes in the morning, I'd wake up with a headache. I take Advil, the headache wouldn't go away. I'd be feeling dizzy and faint. That must have been signs of my blood pressure, because when my primary care physician said that with the problems I was having breathing at night, that can cause your blood pressure to go up, because if your blood isn't completely flowing, then it's going to affect your blood pressure and everything. So I had signs. Even I was having headaches for about a little over a month, and my son did tell me, he was like, Mom, you really need to go get that checked out. And I said, yeah, I'm going to go get it checked out. I'm going to go get it checked out. And all of this is like what's a result of it. So I want to just tell you guys, if you feel anything out of the ordinary with your body, with numbness in your hands or anything, go get it checked out. Don't care if you feel like you know, nothing might not be wrong or whatever. Go tell your doctor what is going on. I'm just so thankful that I'm actually here with him to be able to sit here and tell this story, because the first thing that came to my mind when I was at that gym, and I felt, it was weird. I fainted before, but this felt like if I closed my eyes, they weren't going to open back up. Like the first thought that, like, my life flashed in front of me, my family, the first thing I thought about was, I was like, my husband, my kids, my mother. I just thought about my family and like the people that need me, and
It's okay, babe.
and that was just, I didn't even think about myself. Like I'm not afraid to die or anything like that. I just thought about, you know, leaving them, because I know how much they rely on me, and not to be here for them. That's probably the hardest thing, you know, that was the hardest thing for me to think about, but I don't have to worry about that right now, because I'm here. But yeah, so that's what happened to me, guys. It's a true story. It didn't have anything to do with as much as I ran around. If you guys thought I ran around before, you ain't seen nothing yet, because I just, you know, like I always tell you guys, I try to live each day like it's my last, and this just goes to show me that you just never know when it's your time to go. And one of my favorite movies is the Shawshank Redemption. I don't know if any of you have ever seen that, but there's a line in there where Morgan Freeman's character says, with life, you either get busy living or you get busy dying, and I'm gonna be getting busy living.
She lives by that motto.
Because there's so many things out here that I want to see and do, and you know, I don't care about materialistic things. It's the memories that are made, that when I'm not here, that they have to hold on to. These things that you can touch and carry, that doesn't mean anything. It's going to be what lasts in here. You know, that's how I want people to remember me. I want them to, you know, not that I'm not gone, but I'm just saying, not that I'm not, you know, just if I'm not here, I want them to think of how I made them smile, or how I made them feel when they were sad. That's how I want to be remembered. So, and I just, you know, there's so many things I want to see, so many things I want to do, and I'm just so thankful for him, because I'm telling you, he was by my side. I mean, he really was. He
Of course, this is my baby. I love her.
So I'm just really thankful, and like I said, I'm really thankful to all of you for all your prayers. And I want to give a special shout out to Letitia at Designing with Letitia McKinney, because she Letitia, thank you so much, girl. I love you. She put a post up, and I didn't get to comment on it, Letitia, but I want you to know that I did see it. And she asked her subscribers to pray for me. So I just want to thank you for that, because even though we've never met in person, we chit chat, we chit chat outside of YouTube, and I have your back and I know you have mine, and I just want to give a special thank you to you. And just like I said, thank you to everybody. I really appreciate the love that I've been shown, the support that I've been shown, and it just means the world to me.
Yes.
So,
and I would like to thank everyone also for your prayers and support for my wife. I mean, y'all just don't realize how stressful this situation was for us. I mean, I was in the hospital. Her blood pressure was fluctuating so much. We were going up and down. It was going crazy. The machine was going wild. At first, I didn't know how to take it. I had to calm myself down because I didn't want to stress her out, seeing me stressed out. But it was just a serious situation. And like she said, if you see signs, anything like that, go to the doctor. If you see your spouse with signs, let them know. Force them to go to the doctor. Tell them they need to go. Because this is no joke. I thought I was going to lose her. I literally thought I was going to lose her this weekend, like last weekend. I was terrified.
oh. I'm still here to get on your nerves.
You're always going to do that, but that's cool. I'd rather you be here to get on my nerves than not.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, so I'm going to wrap this video up because I get tired a little quicker now. I mean, I'll be back to normal soon. We'll be back to rolling in these streets soon, but probably not for a few weeks. We are still going to Texas. That trip is still on because, yes, Magnolia Farms is on my list, and I'm going, okay? Your girl is going. The only thing that I'm not happy about is I was never one to take medications. Now I had to buy a pill box. If you go and you watch my what's my gym bag video, I'll tell you how, I watched my parents do their little pill boxes, and I did not want that to be me. Well, it's me now. Now I have a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday pill box with the morning and all the stuff. Luckily, I only have to take my pills in the morning and in the evening. It's five pills. I have to take 5 prescriptions that I didn't have to take before. And I pretty much have to take them for the rest of my life. But if they'll keep me alive and they'll keep me breathing and they'll keep me here with my family, then I've got to do what I got to do, and I'll take them.
We love us some pills. Okay, what you say?
Yeah, yep. So, but yeah, guys. So that's gonna do it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you took something from it. I hope that you understand what took place, and feel free to leave your comments below. And again, thank you guys so much. I love y'all, and I will see you in my next video.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.